You know, we have a treaty with Denmark that allows the United States to build as many military installations on Greenland as the United States wants. There's one right there now, and there have been up to 17 in the past. French President Emmanuel Macron, in terms of how President Trump is attempting this, he posted on X yesterday in response to the president's threats of tariffs, quote, "No intimidation or threat will influence us, neither in Ukraine nor in Greenland nor anywhere else in the world when we are confronted with such situations," unquote. And that's Macron implicitly putting Trump and Putin on the same level. Are you worried at all that how President Trump is making this play for Greenland is doing the U.S. more harm than good?
Yeah. Well, look, Denmark is a very strong ally of the United States of America. You know, I was in Washington, D.C. on 9/11. Our NATO allies, for the first time ever, used Article 5. They sent their own into harm's way to defend our country, which is what the NATO treaty requires. And no country lost more soldiers on a per capita basis than Denmark. But I do think that the current posture, which I hope will change and abate, does threaten to fracture that strong relationship, not just with Denmark, but with all of our NATO allies. But this is not new. It's important that people understand. It was 2019, I think the president first mentioned buying Denmark, and the Danish prime minister, or I think referred to that as an absurd idea, and the president canceled a trip to Denmark. I ended up traveling to Europe a month later, and then to Iceland to make the case. So I really want to support the president's objective here. I want to encourage people around the country to recognize that we have an absolute national security interest in controlling and I think ultimately owning Greenland. But how we do that, I honestly believe, look, as you said, we've had a treaty with Denmark since 1951. We have a military base there now. There was a point in time where we had 10,000 troops in Greenland. Now I think it's about 200. I think one of the things that the administration could do is simply deploy forces into the region, because the threat that we are faced with continued Arctic incursions by China and Russia is real. The Golden Dome, which I think is a spectacular and visionary idea by the president, will require more real estate, including Greenland, to fully implement it. So we have a real interest here, but I'd rather see us making investments, and I think that would lay the predicate for the people of the territory and ultimately Denmark to finding a pathway forward to the United States being able to take Greenland off their hands.
A minute ago, you referred to buying Denmark, and I know you meant buying Greenland. I just want to make sure for the record.
Yeah, I'm sorry.